Hey everybody, welcome to the Scentitar channel. It's a pleasure to have you here as always. So thank you, really appreciate it. And as always, if you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. So let's start. Let's talk about a niche fragrance. I want to let you know that I do have a new video that I'm going to make all about perhaps why we should consider niche. Of course, not everybody's going to like niche. If you like top 10 lists, if you like cheapies, I have those. But today we're going to investigate a niche fragrance. A little bit more on the pricey side, a little bit more exclusive. Hope you'll forgive me. But there's some really good fragrances out there, and in no way am I saying that these fragrances have to be better or you have to buy them. So let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about a very special fragrance that's near and dear to my heart. This is Palo Santo by Carner Barcelona. I hope I pulled that off and said that correctly. Please forgive me if I didn't. But this fragrance, it's beautiful. Let's talk about it. Carner Barcelona is a very interesting brand. I believe it comes out of Spain, but it could be Italy. I'll have to do more research when I get more samples, especially, and do a review of the house, a complete review of a bunch of their fragrances, if not their whole line, if I can. But this one, oh, it's a beauty. I have sampled a little bit here and there, and this is one that stood out to me. This was my Christmas Day fragrance and my holiday season fragrance of choice. Let's talk about it. What does it smell like? Palo Santo is a very interesting fragrance. It smells like incense, but not a airy incense or particularly churchy incense. If you've ever smelled Casbah or fragrances like that, its incense seems to be a little bit more airy and somehow more well-rounded. There's a good amount of vetiver, and that vetiver almost smells patchouli like in the base. But what makes this fragrance so well-rounded is masterfully done, expertly used vanilla in this fragrance. The vanilla is just right, the right amount, the right smell that gives this fragrance a full body. And in the base with that vetiver or perhaps the vetiver patchouli combo, it helps give this fragrance a very good density. It smells beautiful. I could tell I was getting positive attention and good looks wearing this. If you're looking for compliments, this is going to do it for you. Even though it's an incense fragrance, incense for some people is hard to love. It can seem a fragrance note that's too mature. It's might seem too old school to people, but this is a gourmand, or very close to being a gourmand. I love this fragrance especially because vanilla is a note that often is far too sugary for me as a guy to wear. I don't find a lot of fragrances that not only do I feel like they're not well bodied, but I feel like they're far too sweet. And this one, because of that vetiver, perhaps the patchouli, it has some interesting small amounts of spice in there. It feels masculine. I'm sure it's unisex. I'm sure if you're a confident lady, you can certainly pull it off. But guys, if you're a man and you've been wanting a vanilla gourmand, you can try this one out. I think you'll love it. I think it's something that you can really pull off, and this might be something that you've been searching for. It is something that I really was looking for. I feel like it's a little bit milky. It's certainly creamy. It doesn't have too much sandalwood, but it almost gives off a sandalwood feel, and I love that in a fragrance. And guys, this is niche. It is a little bit more expensive for what it is and the quality and the performance you get. Guys, I get stellar performance out of this. I get above average projection and sillage for sure. And the longevity is anywhere from 7 to 9 hours. I think a lot of us, we want fragrances to perform. We really do. But we have to think about things perhaps more rationally. The average fragrance is perhaps a 5 or 6 hour fragrance maybe. And a fragrance that performs well is 8 hours. So this fragrance performs well. and the standard shouldn't be 8 hours or more. That's a little bit too much, and you're gonna be expecting or wanting fragrances that are more synthetic, or composed in a way that's not going to be as well bodied and as smooth. So this is a fragrance that I suggest. I really do. You're going to have to sample it like I did from places like Twisted Lily and Lucky Scent. So I encourage you to get out there and get your nose on this one. It's a beautiful vanilla scent that's confident, it's robust, it's beautiful, it's soft, it's cloudy, and it's definitely not too mature. It's just right with the incense. And I think Palo Santo means holy wood, and it does make you feel a little bit light, a little bit maybe fancy. Certainly fancy stuff. I think this is more of a winter fragrance in my opinion because the performance is so great. But in my opinion, if I could give a review, because this tickles my fancy, it fits a perfect place in my collection. I'd give it an 8 out of 5. I almost want to give it a 9. But it's just right for me. It's a great fragrance. Let me know what you think about this one. Like, comment, and subscribe. As always, comment what gourmand fragrances you love. If you're a guy who loves pure Havana, pure Tonka, or pure malt, hey, those are great fragrances. Other ones out there like Black Phantom, there's a whole bunch of great gourmands. Let me know if this sounded interesting to you. I'd really love to know. If you want to hear more about niche fragrances, I have an awful lot of samples, a collection set I showed off my last video, and I have just a couple niche fragrances back here. But this is one of them. Carnar Barcelona, you're doing a great job, and I can't wait to try out more of your fragrances. So, until next time, guys, I'll be seeing you at the Scentitar Fragrance channel. Y'all have a great one. Have a happy New Year's. Bye.